Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for spending your valuable time right here with the Adapt 2030 channel. Saudi Arabia going to accept oil sales in yuan. That is the end of the dollar. Get ready for it. Also, China setting up Brazil. They're not going to use dollars. Key Asian bloc also stopping using dollars slowly, then suddenly. I have to absolutely agree. This is in slow motion at first, but then the momentum builds. The BRICS starts to take over the discussions, the meetings. Then suddenly, the US dollar's gone in an instant. I think that's where we're heading to right now. That's why we're going to need to talk about solutions, quail perhaps. And I also wanted to compare this Amazon Basics pruning saw with this Lagom pruning saw. Let's save you some money. It took 215 years for the U.S. to reach $7 trillion of debt. And then the U.S. printed $7 trillion since March of 2020, thereby doubling the amount of money supply in just mere years, like a couple of years. That equates to 100 times faster, a 100x quickness in the money printing, which is why petrodollars' days are numbered. They literally are. China is now publicly stating that they will be paying for oil in other currencies than the US dollar. And Saudi Aramco is going to invest billions in Chinese petrochemical plants in Saudi Arabia. They're going to get the refining aspect, which currently they're missing, in play. So here's one off CNBC. Saudi Arabia takes step to join China-led security bloc. Ties with Beijing strengthen. Now here's the nail in the coffin. Saudi Arabia is now going to join as a dialogue partner with the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The SCO is the glue that holds all the Belt and Road Initiative, as well as the gold exchange and the Shanghai Gold Exchange convertible instantly upon payment into gold. The super glue holding that together is the SCO. And China out in Brazil, setting up clearing payments for Brazil. So the China Central Bank is going to help Brazil move away from the US dollar and settle in the renminbi or Chinese yuan. Again, another country moving away, a big one in the BRICS. And then the Straits Times over in Asia itself picking it up. China-Brazil strike deal to ditch the dollar for trade. See, the previous article from Reuters was very kind in the way they said it. Straits Times is hitting it on the head. They're going to dump it. And on the same day's news, Key Asian bloc looking to dump the dollar and the euro both. ASEAN is going to come in under the BRICS umbrella, which means trillions of dollars are going to come flooding back to the U.S. shores. And since the euro's mentioned also, we might as well start stocking up for your toilet paper. You won't have to buy it anymore. You can just use the cash. Oh, wait, there are withdrawal limits now. Sorry, you're going to have to go back to the toilet paper. My bad. And with all this hyperinflation and deflation and movement of currencies, etc., now the digital currency should be adopted as the world's leading reserve currency, meaning the digital SDR, or the central bank to the central bank digital currency. And now a quick word from C60 EVO. With spring around the corner, it's a good time to stock up on C60 EVO's breakthrough anti-aging products. Treat yourself, your skin, mental focus, and deeper sleep to C60 EVO organic edible oils, skin serums, and hair renewal. Using Nobel Prize-winning science, their lab manufactures and delivers pure C60, ESS60, the cleanest and most potent C60 products you'll find anywhere. Healthy food, clean water, exercise, and C60 EVO are your best defense for radiant health and longevity. Old dogs can learn new tricks. Cats love it too. Everyone benefits from C60 EVO. Enjoy 15 to 20% off your order for subscriptions and collection sets. Also, use the special code ADAPT2030 to take 10% off your order at checkout. I've used these products. I do believe in them. Also, feeling is believing, and they've got you covered. c60evo.com/adapt2030. Click on that link in the description box below. And now on with the video. So if a central bank digital currency is a CBDC, what would the CBDC be for the Bank for International Settlements? E, as an electronic SDR dominated money. They're talking about a one world currency. Gee, where have we heard that before? One world currency, one world government. Wow, that manifested fast, didn't it? It truly, that phrase, slowly until suddenly. I cannot believe in a single day, 3 announcements, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, and ASEAN, the trading bloc out of Asia, all coming on the same day to say they're going to stop using dollars and move over to the new BRICS currency for settlements. And the Central Bank of China is helping them along the way. The announcement of a global currency in the same days. It seems like it was planned to me. And now information's coming out talking about withdrawal limits in the United States, so you can't cause a bank run, so you could even electronically only move a certain amount. So going up to your ATM and pulling out a certain amount, or walking in over the counter and that being limited, $500, $1,000, whatever the limit will be. But they're also going to do the same thing with the electronic transfers. But they realized the same thing I did. The quickness of all this happening is so exponentially faster than anything else. So the bank runs can occur like it did in 1 to 2 days. But I was looking at the wider landscape on this whole thing that we're going into. So all these dollars are going to come flooding back to the States. We're going to hit a hyperinflation event. Not sure on the reset what it'll be, 100 to 1 or 1,000 to 1 to bring us back some sort of parity. Gold would be, plus 10,000 per ounce. Some say up to 80,000 depending on the total national debt of the United States, denominated in a dollar asset value. But then once you move outside the U.S. and actually go into the BRICS nations, you're going to come back to fair value again, and gold might only be $5,000 an ounce. So there's going to be some real inflation coming back to the U.S. But here's the thing. As quickly as that happens, with the speed at which our world moves today, I believe we're going to be in and out like really quickly of it. Just a few years, not a few decades. Because this electronic thing, the format of it, the movement of business, the speed of globalization, the speed at which we communicate and send monies is so much faster than World War II or the 1930s or even the 1970s. So keep that in mind, that however bad it gets, it's going to get better much faster than any other chapter in history, because energies are moving so much faster across the ether that we exist in. And that's just in a general sense. The world spins way faster and moves way faster. So events are going to move way faster. Like the news, it seems like whoa, this massive event, and it's in and out of the news cycle in a week. But prior, that would have been a full 2-month news cycle to cover the whole thing from the start to the finish. Now it's in and then out. Think about the biggest events that have occurred in the last 3 years. It's just been it's like a bicycle chain of in, out, giant event, in, out, giant event, in, out, giant event. Well, would it not be the same with catastrophic hyperinflation in the United States? In and out, a couple of years, if you have the resources to hold on. And that's what we're going to get into right now. Protein in small spaces. Let's talk about quail for a second, and then we'll get into some tool review. Because there shall be signs in the skies. This was over Florida. And there's all kind of talk about a huge amount of space debris we're going to go rolling through in 2025 as well. The year of fire. Some have said it's this year, but it just depends on, I guess, the trajectory and which region of space we're going to go through with more debris in it. But expect more of these skyfalls. Now to the quail. Person has 30 quail. They make lovely sounds, best tasting eggs, and best tasting birds that this person's eaten. They're tiny birds, about the size of a pigeon. Look how many you can put in that very small space. But at the end of the day, you're getting the eggs. I've eaten quite a few of these living in Asia. They're usually for breakfast, that you can find them at a lot of stands or small stores, shops. But we're going to need all these different solutions to move through. Not everybody's going to have a huge amount of space to raise chickens, but quail, they won't bother your homeowners association. And I'll tell you from experience outside of pruning, oh wow, we break saws all the time. So I'm always continuously buying new saws. If I find them at estate sales, I'll buy it. If I see them on sale, anywhere, I will buy them. And also knife, I try to use something really much thicker blade like this. You can look at the girth of that. It's going to be hard to break that. So what I wanted to do was compare the Amazon Basics, which, let's open this one here. with the Lagome, which is this one. And as you see right away, this has a nice locking blade. I opened these and played with them before because I got 2 sets. So that's what the Lagome looks like. Let me bring that in frame there. Nice girthy. And then this Amazon Basics here looks a little like this. Listen, you can hear that shake. Not nearly as sturdy from the first. You can hear that shake. And this is one thing I found when I used it. I even had to have a screwdriver to come up and do it, but as soon as you tighten it even a little bit, it doesn't shake anymore, but it's really super difficult to push the blade back. And after you open it a few times, you're right back to where you need to put it back in and tighten it back up with a screwdriver. And it's a fine line between too tight and loose. Imagine you're going to have to tighten it up quite a bit. Now that's better. It's at the perfect, but now once I close it and use it a few times. So in my estimation, this Lagome is a hugely different, better value than this Amazon Basics. So this one's $20, this one's $10 in the frame here. And you can see yourself, which one do you think would be better? I don't know. I like them both. But anyway, that's what they look like from the sides as well. You can see that. Hope that helps you make a little bit better choice in trying to save your money for the tools you need as we get into planting and pruning season right here. I do thank you for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Please consider emergency food supply. As hyperinflation begins to hit and ultra inflation, even if it's a doubling, tripling, quadrupling of prices, things are going to be cheaper now than they will be in about 4 months from now or less. So put it in your mind, the 3-month emergency food supply from My Patriot Supply and Adapt 2030, working together. That link's in the description box below, as well as tonight. Join us for the radio program, Ransom Godwin and myself. Many Ice Age conversations. libertylinks.io/solar minimum. Those are all the links you can go to. Click direct and join us live and chat with others in the comment boxes that are comparing ideas. We're all in it together. As you can see around the world, the broadcast is... We're at the end of the U.S. dollar, the beginning of the complete end of the U.S. dollar. All those dollars will come home, and we in the United States will experience some extreme inflation. Will it be hyperinflation like Weimar in Germany, where you'd have to have $100 million to buy a loaf of bread? Not sure yet, but a lot of resources, monetary, are going to come flooding back into the U.S. because look at these numbers right here. I do appreciate you watching. Hope you got something out of the video, and I'll see you next time.